We're looking at the impact of fake news and the way it could possibly affect elections going forward. You're looking at today's panel, Republican strategist Adam Goodman and Mustafa Tameez, former consultant to the Department of Homeland Security. So, gentlemen, fake news, a real problem. Should it be censored, and how do you do that if so? Adam, I'll start with you. Mustafa, jump in if you want.
Well, I don't think anyone, Hallie, likes the reality of fake news. But what I think we all should be concerned about are some of the proposed remedies. For instance, President Obama just talked about establishing curators to determine what information and news is real and what isn't, and then pointed almost in the same breath to the Rolling Stone as a beacon of unimpeachable credential. When, of course, Rolling Stone, among other things, not so long ago, took on a frat at UVA and did real damage in an unsubstantiated wrong story having to do with a gang rape. So I'm concerned about the remedies, number one. Number two is, what is really going on here, Hallie, is that we now see traditional media, conventional media, under the gun. And I think part of this, as a political media consultant, a political communicator, I think we saw a lot of that over the last 12 months in the presidential campaign.
Look, this is not about traditional media. There are echo chambers that are being created on the right that are dangerous. They're echo chambers that are feeding information to people that are no different than extremist groups pumping in information that what ISIS does to, extremist groups, and they're leading to violent behavior. And we can't really allow this anymore, because what ISIS does is no difference, right? You tell people that there's a threat, and then people need to go out and do something about it. And this is no different, that we've taken information and said, here's a danger, you should get involved, you should do something. And now somebody's actually done it. And this is not just the first time we've seen this type of behavior, we've seen it many different times. And this election cycle has taught us, if not anything, that fake news is no longer just about election results, but could jeopardize Americans everywhere.
Adam, how much of an impact do you think fake news had on the outcome of the election that we just had in November?
I think minimal, Hallie. And can I get back to just the last comment when the other guest talked about, this all coming from the right. This isn't about the right or left. You want to have that kind of ideological argument. You can talk about what happened across social media in the presidential campaign when the supposed protests at Trump rallies were orchestrated by the left. It's not a right or left thing. It's a new American taste for getting news and information when they want it. And I think one of the biggest issues we all have is where we get it from and who do we trust. And I think the default has to be the American people. I think that's where we come down. In terms of the campaign itself, I think what really drove that campaign was not misinformation. I think it was an abundance of information where I think both candidates ended up trusting the American people to make the right call.
Howie, the misinformation comes from the right. You just can't argue that. Breitbart is the source of misinformation and really underscored where the Trump campaign got its energy from. There's a reason why, Stephen Bannon is sitting in the White House now as the chief strategist. And the reason for it is that he has been able to take on the right and permeate this misinformation campaign to this day. And we can't allow this anymore because this is destroying our democracy.
Adam, last word to you.
Last word. I think what we don't want is a hall monitor blocking or guiding access to news and information. I think we need more access than ever before, and I think it's a brand new world, and I trust people are going to make the right decisions, giving information they can really get their hands around and can use.
We just had somebody show up with a gun inside of a pizza place. I think we need to do something.
All right, the daily debate continues.